guys, welcome to Buddingly, and we're back to introduce you to yet another fearless entrepreneur. This boss lady has set a mark in the industry of event management by winning the Women Entrepreneur of South India Award. She's the founder and curator of Bluedoor Event Solutions. So without any further ado, let's go and meet this entrepreneur, Ms. Sapna Subramanyam.
Hi.
How are you, ma'am?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great, ma'am.
Hope you found the place on the right time.
Yeah. So, tell us, ma'am, what's your schedule for today?
So, we are organizing a really big corporate event, and there's a bit of a preparation that needs to be done, and I guess I'm going to be doing that today along with my team.
Okay. Hope we get to see everything.
Totally. I'm sure it's going to be mind blown.
Okay. So, tell me about the story of Bluedoor event, ma'am. Like, how long has it been and how did it start?
Okay, that's a really long story you started off with. Well, to start off with, I have been into events for almost 18 years.
Okay.
I have always been an entrepreneur and got into the industry as someone who would curate events for obviously a company called Bliss Entertainers. I was a partner there for quite some time. Well, the entire journey, we have kind of lived in a man's world where men are supposed to be responsible on any kind of heavy equipments or any kind of structural job. But I have personally got trained. I've been in that production unit as well, designing unit as well, and business development as well. So I guess my experience and journey all put together, one day I just decided, let me start on my own.
Wow.
And that was exactly 3 years ago, where I just thought that events is an adventure by itself.
Yes.
It's the opportunities are spread all across the globe.
And what is that one thing, like uniqueness of your company that you think?
Uniqueness of my company, all I can say is it's my passion. So we are basically storytellers.
Yeah.
We like to create a story when we want to showcase a 3-hour content. Could be a wedding, or could be a corporate event, or could be any kind of conference. We bring in that value for money and we build up a story which creates a background on what the message is from the company to the associates.
You have organized corporate events as well as wedding events. Which one do you think is like the most difficult one to organize or to plan?
Both has its own strength and weaknesses. Both, demands a lot of attention. It's very difficult to gauge that particular bit because, and I guess everything is, asks the same kind of investment of time, investment of creativity, investment of planning. So I don't see which part of an event is challenging for me, maybe not challenging for me.
So ma'am, have you always been a creative person? Because this field is something like very creative. You need to come up with new ideas every other day. So
yeah, I've always been a dreamer.
Oh,
I have always been a dreamer. I've always built up this passion towards art and painting, but I'm not a geek in art and I'm not a geek in painting, but of course I try and do something as a hobby. And I do paintings.
How do you start your planning, ma'am? Like for an event, do you like talk to the client first and then according to their interest?
Yes, there is a process. Well, initially when I started off my career, everything was a puzzle to me because I had to gather all my puzzle props and then see if I can kind of join them. But now I think after 18 years, I can just sit back and just plan everything. It's right on my head. So what we do is there is obviously a call which needs to come in from our clients on inquiring about the project. So we do a complete rundown about their company. We study about who they are, from where they belong, and what their core values are. Then second is we structure out a story through a concept. And we see how, so we make these larger than life PPTs of 200 slide,
Oh
starting from their teasers, from the teasers, and I say the build up to the emotion, to teasers, to pre-event activities, pre-event branding, content for the communication, which is internally moved out to pep up the crowd. And trust me, it's very challenging to get people's attention at this point of time, at least from the past 5-6 years, because with social media out there, with the exposure what people have, we have to be at par. The other part of it is dealing with the vendors.
Yeah.
So now these structures are created within 12 hours or within 24 hours, depending on the availability of the venue. So the challenge is now in the planning as well. So at any given point of time, we have close to 200 people working for us on the spot.
Wow.
Imagine 200 people working in that 12 hours, structuring out the entire set, and I'm handling it all myself. So this is something which needs to be planned.
So ma'am, how many employees do you have at present?
Okay, at present we just have 9 of them.
Okay.
And so basically all 9 are like my personal assistants. And it's always on the go that we keep constantly discussing on chat and finalizing designs and something like that. Yes, I have a beautiful team of 9 people. And yes, looking on and expanding, hiring some more people in the company.
Okay. So what are the basic things that you focus upon, like while recruiting an employee?
While recruiting an employee, for me, I first focus on what are the negative points that they have. Okay. The kind of people I am looking at who knows how to struggle, who knows what is life and what's the importance of being someone who can make a difference in this world, and who can give 100% commitment on putting out their expert value. When I say expert value, is where they specialize and come from.
Studies say that this event planning industry is like the 5th most stressful job. So how do you handle that stress? Because there's a lot of hustling around and a lot of responsibilities and all of that. So how do you manage that stress?
That's $1 million question. Stress is something which we need to manage. We learn to manage eventually. Well, that is how I learned, because it's very important to be smart.
Yes.
It's very important to have a backup plan.
Yeah.
Multiple backup plans to safeguard where you can, where can go wrong. So that itself is a stress. And we literally kind of block our dates and, I disappear for almost a week, 10 days when I really think I need to, because it's very important for us to de-stress and come back.
Yes, yes.
And obviously, fitness. I was a tennis player for almost 8 years.
Okay.
I won a silver medal for national silver medalist.
Wow.
And I used to model.
Okay.
I was bit into a little bit of acting earlier. So I guess somewhere that involvement with sport has made my physical body a little bit strong to even handle the stress, because we'd have to be on the move all the time. And in between, yes, work took over, but I think from past 2 years, I've been working out, bit of yoga, meditation. It's just not the physical health that we're looking at, even a mental stress that we go through. We really need to find our own space and steal our own space. So that is how I have been handling it.
Okay.
Pravallika, I think I need to move to the office right now, and I have a little bit of planning to be done for the event, and let's go there.
So guys, we are now at her office, and she's figuring out things for an event, so we'll go and see how it goes.
Just kind of catching up on some work.
Okay.
I have to finish up before we leave.
Okay.
Yeah, sure,
so
please.
ma'am, a few more things, like a couple of questions more if you could give some time.
Sure.
Yeah. So ma'am, What is your like game plan for managing budgets? Because not all the budgets are huge and not all the budgets are of low cost. How do you like manage that?
Well, one is I think after so many years of being in the industry, you kind of put yourself under a bracket where clients do call you only when there's a certain budget that is accommodated for the event. So since we come from a creative background, a content background, and our primary focus is that. So we get into a concept which is more experiential.
Okay.
So budgets over there is something which is very unpredictable. But then we kind of give them a ballpoint figure where people can kind of sit across the table and tell them that this is the budget which is available or that's the budget. So we kind of it's just the same thing what happens with any other business, but it's always a gamble in this. Yeah.
Okay. So has there been like any time you had to manage like 2 events at a time? You had to plan for 2 events at a time?
Okay, I've handled 5 events in a day.
Okay. Like how do you manage that? Because it's so much of...
So what happens is the industry is big.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of professionals who are in par with you, who run major companies. So we kind of gauge in and we do a lot of prep plan, like how we do for 1 event or 5 events. It just multiplies on the manpower, number one. And obviously, yes, it's just me working on it, single-minded. So I kind of give everybody a different schedule. Where individually I attend them, hire professionals from the market who are freelancers, or if depending on the scale of the event, I also collaborate with a lot of people who actually can kind of add that advantage to my execution and can be at par with me.
So do you have like any marketing techniques or marketing strategies like that you follow?
Well, marketing techniques, yes. As of now, I am the face of the company, so there's a lot of things that has come in where we have to challenge people across. Where and when that challenge is done, it's all on basis of our creative pattern. Number one, and two is yes, social media has definitely played a very, very good role. And I mean, the viewers, people who understand the creative bit of it do connect with us.
So ma'am, we've seen an award which has been given by Telangana State of Police. So what is the story behind that?
That was very heartfelt, and the cause where, I mean, suddenly there were these bureaucrats from the Telangana police and the officers who had called me, and they said, Sapna, we have this cause that we want to address, and we want to do it in public, where we want to kind of spread the awareness of child abuse. And I was like, when he said child abuse, I was like, oh my god, now this is going to be a very emotional this thing for me, because the entire run of the subject of a child abuse is very sensitive and also is kind of growing massively in the country. So this event was primarily, I wouldn't say sponsored, but supported by Bluedoor along with industry associates. There was, association called as TEMA. The entire Telangana team were so cordial and they were so sweet. I mean, I must tell you that we come up with this thing on our head saying cops are somebody that we should be away from, and all of that. But trust me, they're the most sweetest people that I've ever met. You know, the kind of respect that they have for a woman entrepreneur or somebody who's trying to make a mark in the industry.
So how was the whole experience of winning Women Entrepreneur of South India?
Well, it was amazing because this was so organically done. So thank you so much for coming in here, and we should just move on to the other set of ours and see us going in action. So we'll probably do a little bit of a run through with my team members of the production, where I'll have to kind of show them my sketches and show them my prints and requirements on what things need to be done, because I'm rushing to Bangalore.
heading towards Anvaya Conventions, which is in Gachibowli, where ma'am is going to organize an event, and let's go and meet her there. So guys, now we are here at the location, and we can see that the arrangements are going on for the event that is going to happen in the evening, and ma'am is quite busy now, so we'll talk to her when she's free.
Hi.
So the arrangements and all are really amazing.
Thank you. So this is obviously a corporate event and their annual celebration.
Okay.
So we are, we usually do their event every year.
Okay.
And this year we've come up with the theme Desi Beats.
Sorry?
Desi Beat.
Okay.
And this is basically the Desi style, kind of the Bombaya thing, where it's a mela, and that's why you see this backdrop, which is very colorful, like a street walk. So the whole thing is curated based on the concept.
Like every detail, the props and all of those.
Yeah.
Really amazing.
Thank you.
So how many days it has been? Like from how many days have you been planning for
This
this,
is
ma'am?
24 hours.
24 hours?
Yeah,
Okay.
24 hours.
Okay, that's great. So ma'am, what are those few tips that you would like to give for the entrepreneurs?
So being an entrepreneur is definitely not easy. Comes with a lot of challenges, emotionally, physically, mentally. You are so drained all the time because you have to come up with something new, and only when you give something new, that's when you will be able to be identified as a creator and excel in your own fields, and never ever feel that you've made a mistake, because the day you regret, you are no more an entrepreneur. You have to ensure you make a stand by your beliefs, your ideas and passion, and go for it. Even if there are a million of hindrances, you just don't have to back off, because your dreams can always come true. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It was such a pleasure to spend the day with you. In spite of your busy schedule, you gave us some time for us. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
So guys, the event is going to start in an hour, and ma'am is leaving to Bangalore tonight, and this is how the day of an event manager goes like. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you liked the video. If you liked the video, then like, share and subscribe to
Buddingly.